Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Critical Affection. I am your host, not Sarah White. I am Mr. Fish from Mr. Fish Comics. Always happy to fill in for my girl Sarah in the last minute because there's internet problems all around the world with all these storms right now. And as usual, we got my buddy Fred Schwartz. How are you doing, Fred?
A little under the weather, but other than that, I am glad to be here.
And we got Brian down there. How you doing, Brian?
I'm a backup host. In case your internet goes, and
On the
I'm
road
in
at
Georgia.
the hotel, coming in clutch, man. I appreciate you. And Amanda, how are you doing, Amanda?
Doing okay.
And then on the other side over yonder, we got my boy Sean Barbour over there. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm feeling blessed to be here, man. Thank you so much.
And you have a campaign going right now, as
Absolutely.
we all know. Tell us a little bit about it and what's going on with it.
I Drive for Cerber. It is a creepypasta-based comic book, or creepypasta turned into a comic book, about Jim, the rideshare driver. He applied to be an Uber driver, failed out, and so he was reapplying for a job, got hired on for a company named Cerber, and he went ahead and took the job, and before he knows it, he is transporting cryptids, creepypasta characters, urban legends, gods, demons, devils. He's just transporting his paranormal passengers to their destination, or he's gonna die trying.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do to make a buck around here, man.
Let me tell you, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I love one of the things that I really love about it is the delivery system. You get that Scooby-Doo anthology delivery where you get your monster of the week, but you also get you're also going to be getting an overarching story. And issues 1 and 2 had a contained set storyline, and this is the beginning of a brand new storyline. So it's super fun.
Oh, that is awesome. I will never forget getting the first one and being like, dang, this is a big sticker, man. And you had to message me like, dude, that's a bumper sticker, dude. I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense.
And I wanted it to be kind of like a customizable bumper sticker too. So I had that blank spot on the end and you could trim it to whatever size. And people could, based on whatever tier they backed, of course, I've got different stickers for different characters in the book. They could add whatever sticker resonated with them to it so they could have a customized thing. But it's a lot of fun. And I got new stickers and new stuff this time around.
Is this still you and Kyron on this one?
Yeah, Kyron's he surprised me actually with the pencils for it. I had thrown the script at him, and then life kind of got in the way, and before I knew it, in the middle of everything else, he's all, check your inbox, and in it was every single page of the entire script of the comic book ready to go, fired out already. And I was like, well, I guess I got to start getting on that now. And it was a welcome distraction. And so I inked it. And then we've got Michael Woods, if you know him from Deathgasm, the colors on many books that are out there. And of course, on letters this time around, I'm avoiding the hardships from issue 1 and 2 by bringing Danny J. Quick on board for the letters. And I've actually been talking to him about even remastering issues 1 and 2 just to bring that. I know that some people have hardships with some of the fonts, and that was my creativity getting in the way of productivity and accessibility. And
it's an easy mistake to make too, because I've done the same thing. I've been there like, oh man, it'd be really cool. It's like if everybody talks in a different color and a different font, but then really quickly that gets really confusing.
Yeah. And one of the things I know, like during the first 2 issues that I did, that kind of bridged some of that gap for some people. They reached out with the same thing, saying some of the fonts were a little small, some of them were hard to read. And I gave them the audio version of the comic book because I made an audio visual version of issues 1 and 2 where I took out all of the speech bubbles and provided a fully scripted prose version of the story, complete with the page turn sounds and everything else for people that maybe wanted to enjoy the story, had hard time reading, that kind of stuff in general, just for
well, and that's the thing. Like, you never know how many of your fans may be dyslexic or may be legally blind or whatnot, like
Mhm.
I got a good friend that loves my stuff, but she's got to get right up on here to be able to read it. And she was really glad that I didn't do anything crazy with the fonts to make them hard for her to read. But like, I didn't think about that until talking to her and realizing that was something we had to do. Or like, I was talking with one of my fans who has bought the entire library numerous times over of my work, and then sat there and told me, like, dude, I've looked at Green Zone so many times. I haven't read it yet, but I've looked at it a whole bunch of times. But he's dyslexic, so he has a hard time reading it. And I was like, yeah, if we can do an audio version, man, that's just, why not do it and make it easier?
Well, that was one of the things, like with iDrive for Cerber, it existed as like I said, a creepypasta before I turned it into a comic book. So it's got a fan base. And so I was blessed with the fact that I have a really strong voice actor that did the first 2 issues. And in fact, it's gotten enough attention that I have a fully, an audio drama version with sound effects, different voices and stuff.
Nice.
Additionally, on top of that, that's available for free on Spotify for anybody that might be interested in listening to iDrive for Cerber, at least what's in issue 1. So that's a lot of fun too.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to check that out.
So I'm not gatekeeping anything. It's there for everybody. I'm a firm believer in giving people the spoilers, letting people know who the baddies are, what's going on, because by the time that they get it, most of the time I've experienced that they kind of forget that, and then they get that aha, oh yeah, I remember that now moment.
That's the thing. Like, we can be as proud of our work as we want to be. The fact of the matter is, like, between the time they back it and they get the book, nobody's going to remember what we were talking about. Nobody's going to remember, all the little details that I gave away. I've been just as guilty of not telling them enough to get them hooked to want them to buy the book. And because I'm afraid I'm going to give away the answers to the puzzles. They're not even going to remember there was a puzzle by the time they get the book. I mean, right? I can't tell you how many times I get a book, I'm like, oh, this looks interesting. This looks like the kind of thing I would have backed. And I have no idea where it came from.
Dude, I'm interested in being successful by any means necessary. And if I got to let people in, behind the scenes, seeing the processes. I ink all of my artwork for the books that I do live on TikTok, and I post time-lapse videos in a world where people are saying AI, everything's AI these days. Just any extra stuff that I can do to put like, hey, this is man-made, this is human-made. In fact, even at the very bottom of the campaign, I even put a little logo, 100% human-made, material. So it's just one of those things. Like, I try to get people as involved as possible with the process.
Mm-hmm. And you never know when one of those randos that comes by on your live stream is going to end up being one of those dudes that comes back and backs for everything, every campaign. One of my biggest followers didn't even know we had made comic books anymore, much less indie comics, until he stumbled across my live. And then now he's bought my whole library like 6 times. So, you never know, man. It's awesome, man. It's good to see it's out there, man. Glad to see you're on. What is this, issue 3 now? That's
issue
awesome.
3, yeah. And this one, like I said, each issue has its own character. So like issue 1 has our character named Ray, which if you're familiar with Slender Man, it's basically it's Slender Man. But then you also get Borg, who is an ogre, but he likes to say that he's an orc because he's a huge Lord of the Rings fan.
Yes.
And then you've got the Wendigo as the big bad guy for that first story arc. But now we're getting into the Goat Man and Yuki Onna, which is a Japanese ice witch. So from actual folklore. So there is a level of research that's going into each one of these characters. And it's my way of introducing people to multicultural like stories and folklore and stuff like that, which is a lot of fun.
There is so much cool stuff out there beyond just like Bigfoot and Mothman. When you start looking into the rest of the world and see what kind of stories and legends there are, and some of them get so weird and so wild and so creepy so quick.
Yeah, like it's when you do a lot of research and a lot of things, it's weird to find out how many modern day creatures and stuff are rooted in these old visuals and descriptions, and just how many crossover entities there are too, between religions, between folklore, between cultural backgrounds, which is, to me, it's rad. I mean, there's very little difference between a Bigfoot and a Yeti, you know what I mean? But they're there.
Yeah, but
And
there's
has such a great opportunity to play with that, and like you can have two characters from different areas that are essentially the same come together as friends or relatives, and you can do interesting things with that. That's fascinating.
Yeah. Oh, I find that. Oh, I love that stuff. And I like drawing them when I get bored, or trying to figure out how to draw them, because sometimes some of these descriptions are pretty wild, and trying to figure out how to put all that together into one thing and make it like make sense is kind of tough. But that's usually what I end up doing, like when we're on vacation and I'm bored, is drawing cryptids in my sketchbook.
Well, I'm sure you know as much as I do, Fish, when you're always coming up with ideas and stuff. You can take an existing idea and put a little bit of a spin on it. I know, like with issue 1, we had from Irish folklore, a Kelpie, and traditionally they are more like fish-bodied with a horse head. But in issue 1, we've got the horse head, but with like an octopus body, and so it, you know, that base is there, the information is there, and it's fun to hear people call it out, but at the same time, like, praise the twist. You know what I mean?
And it gives you fun opportunities to do things like, you know, you could have that character be like, you know, I thought you were supposed to have a fish body. Like, actually, that's a racist stereotype, and I don't appreciate this.
Yeah.
All kinds of fun stuff. And, you know, it'd be like, oh, man, my brother's got a fish body. I don't want to hear about it. I was supposed to be like Todd. You know, it's so much fun stuff.
Not like some big city mermaid.
I mean, for me, it was just a good opportunity to have a real life hentai joke in there.
Oh, man. Okay, so I'm not sure how we usually do the segue from one to the other here, how we do the crossover, but
You
the
just
show that we're talking about tonight is something that was one of my favorite movies of all time, like growing up, and it is Mad Max. And honestly, it was one of my favorite movies because most people I knew didn't even know it existed. Like, everybody knew The Road Warrior, and they knew Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, and nobody I knew about the original movie. And so, like, I constantly rented this thing on VHS from, like, way too young till about 16 or so, and watched it dozens and dozens of times. Not nearly as much as Ghostbusters, but I watched it a lot, and I really, really loved it as a kid. And, you know, like I said, mostly because nobody else knew about it. But
Was that the dubbed version?
no, it was straight up the same one. Like, it was the same one I just rewatched.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard some fascinating things about how bad the dubbed version was. So I was wondering if you had been downloading that as the American dub. So
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, this was back in the day before we had downloads. This is back
I,
before we
I meant into, sorry, I meant into your brain by watching it.
back before we had an interwebs.
It's
But
probably
yeah.
on VHS.
So what was everybody else's experience with this movie? Like, had you seen it before? Have you never heard of it? What's going on?
Yeah, I've seen it like many years ago. You know, when I was younger, I did this like quest to see all the classic and all the classic films I could, and that was on one of the lists. And I enjoyed it a lot then.
Speed Devil.
Well, I was going to say, sorry, I'm a little slow today. I've been sick. Anyway, I talk about this a lot, right? And this is kind of, like the author on a plate, type story, right? Where they, it's kind of somebody shooting their shot and stuff. And this is, George Miller and who he is. And I really do, like the way that, you can look at, his career and see like Clerks is like the infancy of Kevin Smith, or like Scorsese, his first, his first baby was Mean Streets. This is, this is like George Miller's, like, I guess, most humble attempt at showing us who he was. And in that regard, like, there are things that I like about the audacity, and there are things that I didn't like as much this time. which I'll get into a bit later. But overall, like it was always like presented as like classic to me, right? Like a lot of filmmakers that I grew up on, like Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez. This was like one of their favorite movies that they mentioned a lot. So I kind of held it in high esteem. Now it's a little bit more incoherent than I remembered, but we'll get to that when we get to the problems section.
I was surprised. Much like going back and rewatching He-Man, I was very surprised.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know it's been a while since I've watched it. I used to manage a Blockbuster back in the day though, so I always had access. But the format to it was, I feel like I've been in recent times like spoon-fed stories, and so having to go back and then actually rewatch, looking at the symbolism that's kind of there. Some of the different story elements, and then for whatever reason I totally forgot that Max started out as a police officer, and so I totally went Badlands, like the Thunderdome. Every time I think of Mad Max, I always think of that desert lifestyle and stuff, and not attributing the fact that there's a backstory there behind the main character. And revisiting this whole sequence, it was like all backstory for me, which was kind of an interesting thing. Even in the way that it ended, I felt like it was a prelude to the rest of the movies, which if you didn't know any of those other movies were coming, you'd be like, wait, hold on a second, wait, what? And then, but I like a lot of what is there. A lot of it's harder to follow, but it does carry a lot of that same biker affinity that was happening in those late 70s.
Oh, yeah.
And the gang mentality in the movies where everybody is just coordinated, you know what I mean? That they're moving
And
at the same time. There's always a ringleader.
It's nobody telling them no. Like, yeah, it definitely plays up those fears. The thing that I really like about it is it shows you, if you really watch it through with all of them, if you just watch like Road Warrior or Thunderdome from there on, it really feels like like after the bomb, kind of like major cataclysm, this is what's left of humanity. But Mad Max shows you that this is really more of a slow crumble than a like boom, everything's gone. It wasn't a giant EMP or something. Like, this was a slow decay, because like they've still got cops, they've still got houses, they've still got ice cream shops and things, and like, oh, you're going on vacation with the kids, huh? And like, let's just go camp in our truck in the middle of nowhere with crazy biker gangs going around. Like, it shows it wasn't so bad. And in Max's life, like, it crumbled from there to there, which may or may not say a lot about the world we're living in, but that was fascinating to me. Brian, what was your take on it?
I'm traveling for work, so I didn't get a chance to watch it. Sorry.
How
I've
did you
seen
like?
Fury Road. Does that count?
Did you like the poster?
Yeah, what did you get from the poster?
It looks very hero. It looked very 1979.
It did.
That it did.
Absolutely. Amanda, what are your thoughts on it?
I had not seen it. I vaguely think I may have seen Thunderdome back in the day, but could not tell you anything about it. And then I did see like Furiosa, Fury Road 1 when it came out. Also, it's been a while now, so also a little fuzzier than it should be. So for me, it was basically coming in blind and being like, okay, what's this going to be about? And go from there.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Yeah. So where do we go from here now? Talk about what we liked about it, or
Yeah,
okay.
Usually what we like, and then kind of what we didn't like / would change to improve it.
Okay. So what did I like about it? I used to like everything about it. I like much less particular things about it. like I said, one of the things I do like is the fact that it shows the fall of society was more of a crumble, which is you can miss if you just come in the other ones.
Mhm.
I do like seeing that Max was a more normal dude, and that he had a life. And I really liked seeing that point where he decides he has to break away from being a cop, because if he spends any more time out on the road, he's going to lose his mind and be just as vicious as the bikers and stuff that are out there are.
Yeah.
And he doesn't want to become a crazy monster like them, but then events ensue, and that's where he ends up spending the whole rest of his life. So we see like how he becomes Mad Max, which I liked. I liked that part. Let's see. There were lots of people in it, and there were lots of locations, and the cars were cool, and I did like seeing. I will admit, I liked seeing the variety in the cops that were active then. Like, some of them were really nasty, crappy people, and some of them were, really hardcore, like good guys trying to do the right thing. And Max was trying to like be a hero, and then their boss has this like hero complex of like, I'm gonna be a hero one way or another. It was neat to see this vast variety of personalities and motivations in the people that are trying to hold order, and some of them just, want to be spying on people through a sniper rifle, watching them get busy. And then other people are, really wanting to try and make a difference and hold the line. And I found that very interesting.
Every time I saw the chief guy, for whatever reason, I was thinking of Bronson. He just reminded me, just that
Same.
mustache, the bald head,
Same.
and like you double that up. And for whatever reason, during the movie, my brain wanted to make parallels between Mad Max and Judge Dredd.
Yeah, that started automatically playing when I got done watching Mad Max. The Stallone Judge Dredd started playing automatically, and I mean, I can kind of get it.
They are closer together. They end up killing all these people. They don't take them in for justice. So
yeah,
It's that road justice.
I gotta give points to the captain for style, though. I mean, you gotta appreciate a man that works that hard on his body and is going to take off his shirt but put the ascot back on.
Right.
For style points. That's I got to give it to him. That was impressive. Fred, what are your positive thoughts? Your positive gleamings and memories?
The one of the best things about the film, in my opinion, is the directing as it pertains to like the action and the editing. There's like I said, there's a reason why like the film nerdy people like Tarantino and Rodriguez respond so much to this movie, and it's like influenced so much the way they made their films and cut their stuff. Like I remember the one, just like subtle things like when they're doing the like quick jump cut montage of the guy crashing into somebody, and just like the little like the eyeball, like little inclusions and stuff that they get under your skin and get in your head in a deeper way than if it was just like a big Hollywood movie where they set up the shot all day and it's done in a master and they blow up a city block or something. Like they really like got in there and like filmed, like they were having they were having fun making a movie. And like a lot of those filmmakers saw that as a journey. Like they wanted to be like David Lean and those guys getting out there and doing something and having an adventure. And in that regard, they did it and they achieved it at a high level. Like they really made it look nice.
I think they really achieved a lot for what feels like a handful of guys being like, "Hey, let's go make a movie out in the wilderness," and for like actually having to do these things without having a big Hollywood budget or a giant stunt crew to make it happen. I think they really pulled off a lot of really cool stuff with cuts and all that stuff.
Yeah, and that's one of my criticisms you just touched on is that I just I wish that it was a little bit bigger. We saw a little bit more people that were still left over in the world. But yeah. little more nitpicky. But yeah, I like that quite a bit. I'm trying to think what else. Well, skip. I'll come back.
Okay, Sean. Sean, tell us what you loved about the movie, man.
All right. Okay. So if I'm looking at it just as a movie, my brain, because of the way that the movie is delivered, I automatically, at this point, rewatching it, felt like it was a live action, like animated type of thing. All of the characters were over actors because each character was so drastically different from one another. There was no duplicate characters, and I appreciated the different extreme takes on the personalities, on the vocal delivery, all of that stuff. And again, the way the cinema was delivered, the director, a lot of stylized points. I did enjoy some of the symbolism that was there for those that wanted to pick up on it, like when he's using the grumpy mask early in the movie as a playful thing, but later when he's finally having his breakdown, he has that mask and he's trying to connect with the positive memories he has with it, but he's twisting it and turning it, and so that visualization, that symbolism of him breaking down and becoming kind of like almost that twisted version of what he wanted to be and just having to take care of business to that point. So I liked a lot of the everyman underdog type of trying to deal with life and disconnect from chaos that existed, and the survival retribution aspects as the main character.
Yeah. I mean, those were good things. Like, I dug the mask too. I liked that bit of him stretching and pulling and tearing and fighting with himself. I am left wondering, like, his wife could have made it. Like,
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
doctors
she
were
absolutely
telling him that.
100% could have woken up in a week, say, missing an arm and a baby and wondering where her husband is.
They said
Yeah.
flat out that she was going to make it.
Yes.
So, like, that sucks, dude. You took off and had this whole crazy life, but
I didn't know until like today, like reading up about this, that 2 and 3 were like supposed to be really good. Like apparently 2 is one of the best ones.
oh yeah.
Apparently.
I mean,
This is like the prologue. If you're looking at the whole story, this is the prologue, and then
Yeah.
you get into, I think, the meat and potatoes of what the series became as you go
Okay.
into the future.
it really takes on its own life after
Yeah.
'Cause
Road
I've-
Watch and-
I think I've only seen 1, 4, and 5. So the middle,
Oh, dude, y'all
managed
are
to skip
missing
over.
Oh,
out on Tina Turner in the chainmail skirt, dude.
Right?
was
I'm
that
telling
positive? I didn't know. I thought that's a good thing. I don't know. Like, I
Tina
mean,
Turner in her prime,
She did great.
chainmail skirt is.
I'm not trying to be
is-
funny,
you know,
I'm just
where
like-
they come from.
I'm not trying to be funny. It's just like sometimes you hear like a pop star shows up in a sci-fi movie and you're like,
Oh,
that
I mean,
makes sense.
like she definitely probably was overacting a bit, I would say, in it, but I think she was beautiful in it. Like, I mean, like everybody's overacting in this thing, to a point. And if you've seen 1, then 3 has like some beautiful little things in it that you see, like, oh, that's him, and like you see things. They really do a neat job through the whole series, like even the new movies, of tying stuff back all the way.
There's a bunch of payoff.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things, like like when they talk about Max being a feral in the new movies, and when you look back, like that's that kid with the boomerang. It's like, dude, you need to go see them. Like they got a very 80s slant to them, but they're
Yeah.
good.
if I can,
I
real
mean-
quick, before Brian classifies this as a full detour, can you like how would you put them in order? It would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Furiosa is like a prequel to Furiosa. I guess what I'm asking is Fury Road is like number 4.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they just keep going
Yeah.
on.
Okay. and then Furiosa was like a prequel dealing with that character, because I've seen those two by themselves, but I didn't know how everything connected.
Yeah,
Okay.
from my understanding, yeah.
And one more positive thing for me as a creator in comic books and everything else, I think there were a few shots during the movie that you could tell that this movie was heavily storyboarded.
Mhm.
And I thought that was kind of a neat thing to be able to kind of see, because in some movies there are just those moments that you're like, oh, they had that set up, and you know that they had to have it storyboarded completely out, like a certain shot, and that's where they were starting, which I thought was super rad.
Amanda, what are your thoughts?
I thought that it was very 70s-licious. You got to see a lot of Australia 70s-licious even, and that's fantastic. I was in Australia for a bit, so it was nice to kind of see a little bit of that again and hear the accents. And they did surprisingly well with like the stunts and all of the, with the exception of like the van spinning, anything that was kind of a special effect was really well done. And so that I think turned out well. The acting was not terrible. I didn't like that they kept cutting away from bigger emotional scenes. So I couldn't tell if that was just like they didn't think the actors were up for it or what the choice was going on there. But yeah, it sort of made it so that it was less about the characters in some ways, which was interesting. I know from doing a little reading that the writer director they were intending for it to be a silent movie and be cinematic, and that really did come through. I did notice exactly how little dialogue there was, so it meant that all the dialogue that was being said had to have more meaning because they kept it in rather than scrapping it like they wanted. So you had to kind of read in a little on all of the pieces. So I thought that was an interesting approach.
I'd really like to see that movie. Like, I'd like to see how that comes out with it being silent, because like you said, a lot of who the characters are would still get picked up on like the way they acted and stuff, and the volume on their acting probably would make more sense.
I was going to say that might be where the payoff for the overacting kind of comes in. I mean, if they were going into it.
Yeah, there's this was going to be like one of my like negatives and stuff, but like the gang members almost have like a vaudevillian quality to them, like the way they get off their bikes and they kind of dance together. Like it felt very like West Side Story. Like I was waiting for them to
do a somersault coming out of the bar,
spinning, standing on top of the door frame just for no reason whatsoever, like
just silently climbing up on top of the building and sneaking around, and nobody notices you shimmying up the drain pipe.
Now I would have loved to have seen that movie.
And it was funny too, because like even when his wife or whatever was going and looking for their baby, and she didn't see them right there, but then in the next frame, there's like 7 dudes like just sitting right there, and you're like looking in the same exact spot she was just looking, which was kind of funny. And I did feel I felt a little personally involved with this as the child was just there, but not really the entire movie. And I was like, that was my childhood. That's how present I feel like her parents were during the day. Like everything's happening to the parents, but the kid's just out there chilling with his little beach ball, and then he can just totally disappear and nobody notices the thing.
And that's the thing that was hard for me as a parent now and as a grandparent, like seeing them just not know where he is or just chunk him in the back of the truck and take off. But that is exactly what my childhood was like. Like I could be gone for 12 hours and nobody would know that we were way down in the junkyard playing around under rusty wrecks and stuff and could get crushed and killed.
But not at that age. Not at that age.
Not at that age, but
Australians are tough, and they were putting like the rugby ball in the back seat or whatever. But dude, if Australians are tough enough that they're infants, like when she whipped around the corner in that little station wagon and that kid's just in the back,
right? Totally would have cracked his noggin. Yeah.
I was like, this kid, no wonder. I want to see what would have happened if this kid grew up. Like
Every time that kid was like used on screen, I was thinking of you, Amanda. I was like, she's gonna love the way they're using this kid. And at the very end, at his last moment, I was like, I had this thought. It was like when just fridging the wife is not enough, the screenwriters go in and they add a kid. It costs very little, and you just put him there, and it's supposed to hurt just a little bit more.
There were so many shots of the two of them that I was like, where the hell is their kid?
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
they're
were
having
they
the heartfelt
babysitting
moment. I'm
or
like,
something?
is
And
the
then all of a
kid
sudden
drowning
he's
in the
back.
lake? Like, what's happening here? Why do you not know where your child is?
I almost think Max wanted to get away from the family. Like he was trying to
He's fixing the car. The baby's just over there somewhere.
Somewhere.
They're swimming in the water on the beach, and they don't have a babysitter, but the baby's somewhere. Like the mom just takes off through the forest down to the beach, and he's fixing the car. And no wonder the kid gets kidnapped and she doesn't notice.
Yeah.
No wonder dingoes pick up babies and run away with them in that country.
It sounds like it's a lot harder, but when the babies are alone that long, it's not that hard for a dingo to run off with one. I mean,
he's like, I'm crazy about you, but there's nothing with the baby. Like it's just chilling. It's playing with a handgun in the living room.
Right.
Oh my God. And they didn't make any bigger point of that or anything. Nope. No, as he takes it away, like nothing. Just the kid's just sitting there playing with a freaking hand.
The kid has its own story through the whole movie. If you just look at it as the kid, I want to see the movie through the kid's eyes. That's what I want to see.
That would make a great silent film.
Coming up next.
That would be.
The kid also seemed to be part of a pattern of the threes that would happen in the movie, where like we only saw 3 babies, and one was in a stroller that almost got ran over, but mom was quick enough to get out of the way. The other one wandered into traffic but didn't get hit, and then we had the third unlucky child that ends up getting killed. They like to kind of just ratchet it up with each introduction until they end up doing bad things at the end.
Oh man.
Like I want to see the Rugrats episode that takes place in the Mad Max universe.
Instead of Mad Max, to be like Pissy Pickles.
For sure. For sure. I think that would be a great, you could have a whole crossover, like the same poster, just all the Rugrats characters, and I think it would make sense to people.
Oh, Angelica in full goth Road Warrior gear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Even Cynthia with her fucking hair.
Oh, you just change the color palette to darker and it's already there.
Phil and Lil with their silver mouths and they're there.
Oh
God, I really need to see the other 2 movies.
For sure.
You do. Oh man. Okay. So
Right, Hollywood, if you want to hire us.
The things that we didn't like quite as much. I personally, when it comes to writing stories and stuff, I have been guilty at times in the past of just being like, you know what? I pretty much know what I want to say. Let's just get started. Let's just jump in and start. Like, I really wish I could go back and redo Green Zone 100% from the scratch and really think through where I was going more instead of like, I have a lot I want to say, so let's just jump in because I need to hurry up and do this or I'll never do it. But still, I think it's an okay story. Road Warrior or Mad Max really feels like, hey, I got an idea. Let's go make a movie and let's do a whole bunch of stuff. And then, okay, what do we have? Let's chop it up and try and make sense of it in the editing room and make a movie out of it. And you know what? That's good enough. Let's just stop there. That's good. And like it really felt like it could have done with a few more passes, but yeah, that was hard. There was several things to me that just like don't make sense and really kind of ate at me. Like when people are threatening your life, and saying that they're going to come get you for killing their buddy. and you don't care. Okay, you're a cop that doesn't care. You're not worried about these punks coming to get you. Then let's have that movie. Not all of a sudden, okay, well now I do care. Let's run away with my family. I can't take this anymore. La-di-da, let's have a fun vacation. And we're all carefree, and we're not worried about anything. Oh, there's crazy bikers in town. Never consider those might be the same crazy bikers that want to kill me. No, it just did. None of that makes sense together, and that drove me nuts. Like it doesn't feel like the same person is living out these scenes. It feels like it's completely different guys at different points in the movie, or like parts of this movie should have been put around in a different order, and and he figured out they were coming to get him while he was on the trip with his family or something would make more sense to me than, okay, I give up. I'm out of here. I quit. I'm gone. I'm going to protect my family. La-di-da-di-da. Have you seen the kid today? No? Okay, that's fine.
They don't even talk about the kid, man.
No. I had no idea what she was yelling when she was yelling his name, because I don't think I've ever heard the kid's name before.
Well, the kid, they didn't say the kid's name. They were saying a nickname for the kid, Sprague, which is Australian for kid.
Well, okay, there you go. That I didn't know it meant kid, which I wouldn't be surprised if that was his name. As much time as I spent with him.
There is that, although the Australians are notorious for nicknaming and short naming people. So
don't worry, babe. His gang will give him a name one day.
I mean, didn't in the newer movies, didn't they have like those type of names though? If I'm not mistaken, engine names and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the bikers all had fantastic names. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Knight Rider.
Knight Rider.
That was great. And Toe Cutter. The main guy is Toe Cutter, but they don't give you any explanation why his name is Toe Cutter.
No.
I think the explanation might be in the name.
It seems pretty literal.
You need to show it. I'm sorry.
We're not gonna spoon feed you, Fred.
No, that is cinema rule 1. You can't tell somebody, you have to show them. And
like at least a longing glance at somebody's boot or something.
For sure.
I mean,
no. It is absolutely self-explanatory. Someone named Toe Cutter, who everyone's afraid of, you know what has happened. That is not the focus of the scene. Is not to convey that his name is super literal.
I would be way more afraid of finger biter than toe cutter.
Yeah,
I mean, like I can miss all my toes and still be able to like change gears on my motorcycle.
Fish and I need to do a show together because we are simpatico on a lot of this stuff here. Again, I wouldn't miss it. I wouldn't miss. Take a foot, go ahead. But that's the thing is like a toe cutter. It doesn't sound like very threatening. Like he's going to cut off one of my toes and then move on. Like I like fish.
My socks will never fit right again.
Yeah, like I can spare that. In terms of like big bad biker threats, like there are way more. Like kidney stealer is like way more intimidating, or like
liver stabber,
heart eater.
It's called a liver for a reason. You need it to live.
Cock stealer. I mean, if I had my way, but
Yeah, Toe Cutter was like the Charles Manson of the story. Like he was making everybody else do the big things.
Mm-hmm.
Which I thought, I thought that was kind of funny because the one dude, he wasn't going to do anything, but then he got pressured into it, like throwing that match, man. Like,
okay, now it's not that he wasn't going to do anything, because dude was an absolute shitheel through the whole movie up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't have the guts to do that. But I did like that part of the movie. I liked seeing the boss be the one that like pushes him into it and forces him into it and making him go further than he was willing to go. And people do that kind of stuff, and you
could hear him like talking himself up to it, like, oh well, he is kind of funny looking upside down like that,
trying to make it work in his head. Like I liked that scene. It didn't make me have pity on him, but it definitely, like, I've been in situations like that where people are pushing you to go further than you want to go, and you're afraid of what's going to happen if you don't, and it's a crap situation to be in. So it was very emotional getting to see that play out on scene for me. So I dug that scene, but and And I gotta admit, I kind of like that final scene with him where he's trying to make excuses for, like it's not his fault, and this isn't fair and stuff because he didn't want to do it anyway. But the fact is, you did do it. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't make what anybody else is doing to you necessarily okay, but like you did do it. I might not have wanted to stab you in the kidney, but I did. And if you want to come back and stab me in mine, I mean, I can't blame you. I'm not going to argue. I didn't want to.
I know that during that last scene, I was like, this is what the main dude from Saw was when in his younger years. I felt like that was the setup for Saw.
There's definitely a Saw vibe going on there. And it was interesting that it was a callback to the way his partner died rather than anything to do with avenging the wife.
Right? Or the baby. The baby
Or the
didn't make
baby.
it out of anything. Like,
Yep.
out of everything, the other officer is what was the main emotional driving force. I don't think I saw even one person shed a tear in that whole movie.
Oh no.
And
All
he
we
had
got
a
was
was reaction with the other cop when he saw him burn. That thing in there, that's not him. I
him.
can't believe it.
yeah.
Yeah, that was harsh.
And again,
I mean, the boss shed his shirt. That's pretty close. That I'm sure he was very emotional when he ripped that shirt off his ascot. Yeah, nobody got emotional. Though I will say the one dude does get like run over by a truck and stuff, like, gets ran up, and the mannequin or whatever was on there gets broken half as it's coming out from underneath the truck. So like that kind of makes up for the kid. Like that's kind of similar though I'm like, where was Max? Because he was right behind that motorcycle.
right.
Like, right behind it.
And it was also very quick. Like the length and detail they went into on the catching him on fire and having him hack his ankle off. That was where the emotional payoff was supposed to be. The other two were sort of just, oh yeah, it happened. And then, yes, now we're on to this part.
Yeah. Which also, like you said, that's a weird one to finish on because, like you said, that's his buddy. That's not his wife and kid. I could see, really making the main dude suffer, but, making Lieutenant Number 4 have to suffer in the main ending scene of the movie seems just really a weird choice to me.
Oh, but it's not. This is one of my complaints is women are just non-existent as people in this movie. It is just all about the men. The women are there to either be raped or they get to be mothers who are going to be threatened to be raped, or they are disabled in some way, so they're not really counted as people again. Like they
Or disabled and old. Now, don't forget that.
Oh yeah. That was the first disabled I was thinking of was the older woman where they of course had to have her have braces for reasons. And the men are supposedly being civilized by the women based on, his wife keeps Mad Max from going mad, and then as soon as she's damaged, he's now going buck wild, mad, and insane. But they're just being completely like they're putting the onus on the women to do that piece, and it's just very demeaning to men. It makes men seem like they just instantly become these violent, crazed, horrible people who society fractures because the woman isn't there to civilize him. And then when they go out raping and killing.
We were always horrible monsters. It's just the women that civilize us enough to make
Not
us
even a little bit. Humans are a collective society that build things together, and that means the men and the women have been building things together, trying to play it off as the men would just fall apart, or that the women have no role but to just be over there and be quiet. Either you're the whore and the sex object, or you're the wife and the pure chaste wife that's going to get killed so he has an emotion. Nah.
I felt almost like the couple that existed, the people that were spied on through the sniper scope and all that, they served as almost like a gag through the movie. It was kind of a weird type of situation, and there was no connectivity necessarily, except for here's the people. Oh, it's a funny moment, and it just initiates some of the character introduction.
It was also very creepy because he very much was going to shoot them.
For sure.
Yeah, and it was very much indicating that, like, because you don't know him or what he's going on. The only thing you hear is, oh, there's a cop killer out there, and then you think maybe he might be someone who's not going to shoot them, but you're not sure. And then he's just laughing as they run off. He gets in the car, and then he immediately tries to fire on the people he's chasing down. So clearly he likes shooting people.
For sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he liked pulling the trigger very much. I'm shocked that somebody would go into law enforcement with the hope of being able to pull a trigger on somebody. That seems like crazy talk to me.
Yeah,
That's
Shocking.
right. That's why it's
Shocking.
a spy movie, not
Excuse me.
documentary. Yeah, they don't really seem like the female issue was really bothering me too, because they're like, his wife is like just barely feels like a character in this, like just barely,
Yeah.
and that's usually trying to soften and protect him. And shh, you don't need to talk about your emotional stuff now. Let's make
Right?
out.
What woman on the planet sees her husband going for some sort of emotional breakthrough and might say "I love you" for the first time in their entire relationship, and just is like shh, and kisses him to shut him
man.
up?
Let's get busy.
That's not happening. Also, she's not that stupid that after being attacked by a gang member, she's going to just tra-la-la off to the beach. That's just insulting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that is, where is her protective instinct as a mother, if nothing else, to, you know?
Yeah, they both had the parental instincts of a rock. Apparently, they just were really like, yeah, play with the gun, like get kidnapped by bikers, whatever. It's fine. You can be raised by feral people. It's okay.
Don't worry,
I do
babe.
have
You know
an
what the
additional
full
thing.
force is on that trigger? He ain't got the strength.
What were your thoughts on just the random like birds through the movie? Like between like a falcon and like a random pigeon apparently that exists in a forest by the beach.
I
That is-
think that they needed significantly better audio editing because I couldn't hear folks. I think they got the birds by accident and they just didn't have a good way to cut them.
it was just weird, and it wasn't even like the same like a transitionary bird. You got like a blackbird in the middle. You got like then you move on to, like I said, the falcon, and then random pigeons when she isn't running and she follows the obligatory.
They were on a
one.
shoestring and sometimes were just like shooting things and then running away really quickly. Like almost all the road scenes were illegal and non-permitted, so they had to like soft block, do a thing, and then sweep the glass out of the way and get going before someone stopped them. So I think all of the birds were related to that. There's like, oh crap, we can't reshoot that. We got to get going. So
To me,
we'll just
that
leave
was
the bird
almost
in.
like one of my gripes, because those birds actually took me out of the story because I was randomly distracted by these birds where there's no wildlife, no extra people anywhere else. Everything looks super sparse, but anytime that there's some sort of anything, there's like random, scene transition, birds flapping, here's their beak, on to the next.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, when people make a lot of like indie films and stuff like that, they do a lot of, you know, like Amanda said, they're on a rush, so they get a lot of like coverage and cutaway stuff so that they can cover themselves when the tech doesn't match up. So yeah, I'd imagine that's what it was. But oh shit, I had one more point that I wanted to say and I lost my train of thought. Oh fuck it, I'm ready to do the quiz whenever anyone else is. And you know what the funny thing is? Oh no, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I still have some gripes about the slurs being used, especially skag, which means ugly woman, but they were only saying it to the men, like the skag and his whatever insulting word they used for the woman. I'm like, thanks for that. And then just how they treated mental illness and mental intellectual disability throughout the entire film, so gross.
Don't watch
So gross.
Thunderdome.
I was gonna say Thunderdome has another,
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
I haven't seen it. Even I know that.
If you watch Thunderdome, you really got to get down with Mad Max.
The one who couldn't be bothered to stay by his wife's side when she woke up to be there for her and in their grieving, and instead just abandoned, and called his friend it, and it wasn't there when he was badly burned and needed a friend.
He was the Napoleon Dynamite of badasses. He just ran away.
Even when he was talking, lovingly about his friend and how he had to like deal with it, he said it like he talked about his friend having a franchise rather than like like his, which I guess was the equivalent of trying to say an influencer brand or something, but it did not land well. It's like, this is how you talk about your good friend who's all burned up and in a bad place. All right.
All right. So are we ready to go on?
We're gonna quizify, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's...
And the interesting thing is, with Brian having not seen the movie, he's still only at 70% to win.
I got odds.
Got odds.
All right. I forgot all about needing to get signed into this. So give me a second to pull that up over here so I can.
What is it?
Because I want to play along.
Yeah, you need to win a sticker.
Whose sticker are we winning this time? Do we know?
Well, it should be Sarah's. We'll see if Sarah is going to create it on the fly, how that'll work. Otherwise, we'll figure something out. I've been on a 3D printing kick. Maybe I can 3D print us something that Sarah makes.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Everybody in my family keeps saying, so when are we going to get a 3D printer anyway? And just looking at me like they're surprised that I already have one. And I'm like, I mean, they're getting cheaper, but dang, I got so many comic books to make and stuff.
What are they down to now?
I bought one.
Oh
last
man,
week
you
for
can get like
$160.
How
you
much?
can get like 4 color ones for like $550, $560.
Wow.
Yeah, I got a small resin one.
Oh,
Mine is on the fritz, but yeah, we've got
seriously, Brian, you took the fish.
Whoa, rude.
I'm sorry. That was inappropriate of me. Let me change that. There we go.
There we
All
go.
is right.
There we go. How all is right with the world.
It's like sitting in Tony Soprano's seat at the table, you know?
Whoops.
I mean, you would have had to rename yourself to Not Fish with the fish icon.
Oh,
Sure.
I know there's some people watching. If anyone's watching, you are invited to join this quiz with us. You can either scan the QR code in the upper left corner or go to play.bookit.com and enter the code 809347 and join us.
it's always
We'll
a good
get
time.
folks
It always
to,
scares me to do it because I don't do it all the time. And I'm nervous doing things I don't do regularly. But I always have a good time.
Do something every day that scares you, like the quiz. I think that's how the
Look
saying
in the
goes.
mirror. Yeah, there's an old man.
Right? Isn't it funny how you're the age you think of yourself as, and then you catch your glimpse in the mirror and you're like,
Oh my
oh, wait.
Oh,
Fuck you, mirror.
Oh man, I got a whole story about my hairline I could tell you about.
You even have a hairline.
My wife sent me a picture of the back of my head last night, and Dana made me cry. It was so funny. Oh my god. Oh. All right, now we got 4 people watching. Come on. 809-347 at play.bookit.com. Come hang out with us.
Ooh, I'm on my phone is on Wi-Fi this time or cellular, so I don't. Hopefully, the timing is not an issue.
that me. The
Hopefully
only way
it
Brian
is.
loses is if
Lets me
we,
win.
cork everyone else's bet.
It shouldn't. Like, if I think if I lose this, it's going to be a legit loss. And Fred wrote this quiz, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
All right.
Are you ready?
Let's do
I have
it.
a feeling I'm going to win.
3, 2,
Folks are welcome to join late, but
let's go.
let's see what happens.
What? Oh my god.
Oh no.
Nope. Sure. All right.
Never would have guessed that, and I probably saw it across the screen.
We're tied.
I got it wrong first.
That's right. Yeah.
Well done.
I'm the most alphabetical.
Hey, I said I was fast. I didn't say I was smart. What an MFP. Oh.
Oh, see, no, I should have gotten that one. Yeah. trying to give too much credit to making sense.
Let's go. Get ready. All right. Who did
Oh
these?
no.
I definitely didn't get this one.
I recognized two of the names, so it wasn't them.
I was gonna say, yeah, it was a 50-50 choice for me. And of course I choose wrong.
Same.
I wouldn't have been surprised if it was Gene Simmons or something.
Does seem up his alley.
Definitely seems like a movie he would have been into.
You'd think I didn't just watch this movie.
See, Brian, this is what it's like when you put questions that are actually about the movie and stuff in there, and not just crazy things about how much you don't like the Sharks coming in America.
Oh, see?
I knew this one.
I only know this one because of Amanda.
Seriously, for sure. 100%.
You're muted, Fred.
I made a little face when you pointed that out earlier, Amanda. I don't know if you caught it or not. I was like,
Helping people out. Mm-hmm. Mad, crazy.
I'm like, yeah, you're welcome for
God,
that.
Go back and rewatch this episode again. You're going to see all these answers get spelled
For
out.
real, we did cover it. Like,
I know.
this is my redemption arc, I guess.
This is the start of
yeah.
my villain arc.
I feel like Brian
Amanda
wanted it to be
Clinical.
Sammy the Wallaby.
I did.
Yeah.
I definitely did choose that.
Oh, I got it right.
Random
Well-
guess for the win.
Give me-
Well,
I
I,
got you,
knew
Fish.
he was in a male bonding film when he was young. So I guess Surfer fit in that.
I dove in on the stereotypical looks.
I mean, there's only one clear answer.
Is it Vegemite?
I wanted
Vegemite.
one of the
It's
other ones
Vegemite.
to be in.
Fred, it's Vegemite.
That was spelled
Red
right.
Bull gives you wings. Vegemite gives you invulnerability. They had a whole ad campaign.
If only his wife wasn't so stuck up about Vegemite, she would have come out a lot better.
Exactly. I don't remember.
Oh, see, now this is where I watch another movie. Like,
Now,
Sorry.
in defense
Okay.
of my goofy ass question quizzes,
Okay,
they're
the
a lot
simple
higher
fact-
scoring.
the simple fact that the Constantine movie was made for the exact same budget as that movie is wild to me.
Whoa.
Hooray!
Hey.
Okay, see, I was answering completely the wrong question.
You're fine.
I was answering, like, how much did Max get paid in the movie?
Oh yeah, no, that
Like,
would
what
be
was
different.
his salary? Like, what did he earn in the movie? And I was like, oh, crap. Well,
Probably
it wasn't
rational.
much. It
I'll
all
work
seemed-
on my phrasing for next time. Frankly, like I said, I was quite out of it all day, and frankly, Sprague was my best question, and somebody ruined it. So
That was a
That
solid
didn't
question.
ruin it. Give us context.
I need to
Like
join
my
in
children.
more often.
That's a
Maybe
good
more
quiz.
competitive.
You know, the
Yeah.
teacher goes over some of the stuff before the quiz, and if you're really listening, you probably get some of the answers. And you know, if you're paying attention, and if you're in the back of the class screwing around like me and Sean, you're gonna miss it, and that's okay.
Which was funny because we went over most of this information just talking organically about the movie, but
Yeah, it's
Like-
shocking how often that happens.
It was funny, but yeah, that was fun because it's kind of like I go live every once in a while and I play the Jackbox games
Yeah.
on TikTok live with people and it's fun. So that's pretty rad.
Before we go, I just want to say I went back and watched that Shark Hurricane movie. I watched the whole damn thing, and it was not that bad of a movie. It
Sharknado?
Fish. Yes, it
no,
was.
the one that I had to bust in
Yes.
on and have your back
Thank you.
with the hurricane shark and Matt Knowles and them being all,
You're wrong twice.
yeah, whatever.
Sharks will not go inland like that, and blood does not go out the delta that way.
We got sharks up the Mississippi River right now biting people way inland. Like,
What movies, like, I mean, again, the standard for like facts in movies are really not high, you know? I mean, it's
But there should be some bare minimum of like not jumping into the water and getting eaten by sharks or
okay.
the
Let's
way
put
that-
Twister on the board officially so we can go on about how
I
inaccurate
absolute-
Twister is.
I absolutely need to watch Twister and then tell you exactly what I think's wrong with that. Then
It's total bullshit. And everybody in that panel was like,
The-
Twister, you know, they were
the
defending
whole point of movies is to draw you into their world, and they do that by the world building. They tell you, like gravity works in this world, and then if suddenly gravity doesn't work, it breaks it for you because like, okay, well, what happened here? You are now out. And so
I get that.
when you're
I
saying that
get
this is a
that.
hurricane movie that's happening today and they're doing things that are just shenanigans, then it does break the concept of the movie
But
being
also, like, I was,
engaging
like,
and pulling you in.
maybe through the credits on this movie when I realized, like, this is a movie I rented out of the Red Box in front of the McDonald's. Like,
Yes.
this is not high cinema. This
Yes.
is this was a movie somebody made and they put in the Red Box and I rented it for $1 and we're gonna have fun. And I had fun. And some of the things that people griped about the most, the more like this house being all the way up to the rafters and this house, just being up to the waist. The more I thought about it, like the house we lived in 5 miles from here, if it flooded, if the water just rose and flooded, the people at the end of the street, the end of the block, would be completely underwater before the water ever hit my floor because of the hill that we lived on. And it wasn't that big of a hill. So I could get that. The basement actually bothered me more that they had a
Right?
basement.
Yeah,
in
yeah, the
South.
basement.
But most of the hurricane stuff, because I have to worry about tornadoes, most of the hurricane stuff that everybody else that lives through hurricanes was mad about, I don't know any better. So
Well, they just treated people like they were stupid. Oh no, there's a hurricane. We're just gonna stay here. Oh, it's getting worse. We're gonna stay here some more. Oh no. Oh, we have to leave now, son. That's not how hurricanes work.
In
you
Twister,
mean,
they drove
I'm out on
into the
water all day
tornado.
living, you can check the weather.
They-
That's crazy talk.
They drove into the tornado in Twister. They were going after it.
They were tornado chasers. That's literally their job. They built a thing to go chuck it in there so they could learn more for science because they're that kind of daredevil.
Which was completely made up and had no base in science.
Have you seen the vehicles that go into
They-
Twisters?
No, I haven't.
They don't
Since
look
the
like
movie
trucks.
Twister.
What? I've not seen them. What are they
since
like?
the movie
Oh,
Twister,
okay.
them
They're
tanks
these
going
gigantic
through 'em.
armored things that have scoops that go all the way to the ground at angles, so no wind can get underneath them while the wind goes over and stuff. They're built for it. If you take a pickup, like they do in Twister,
A pickup truck, yeah.
that's not gonna survive.
Yeah, no, that's a dumb idea, especially because the higher center of gravity on the truck is going to make you nice and liftable.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You don't.
But you need the truck because you're going to get like a contribution from the car
Oh,
company
yeah.
towards your production budget.
Chevy
So
and GMC,
you're right.
somebody gonna pay out
Yeah.
the nose to get their
These-
truck in there and make
Yeah.
it
You
look
gotta ram it in
affordable.
there.
As
We
you
don't
go
talk
through
enough
these
about
fences
product
and hills.
placement. Yeah.
These are so okay. If I can say one last nice thing about Mad Max is that what I really do like about it is that Fish will appreciate this. One of my all-time favorite pro wrestling personalities, Paul Heyman, said that how he succeeded in business was to accentuate the positives and hide the negatives. Right? He knew what he would be good at and what he was not, and he wouldn't try to imitate others where he would just look foolish. He would do something that he would be strong at, right? And the thing I like about Miller in this movie is that he knew what he cared about. He cared about action. He cared about, like dynamic filmmaking, and he put his time and energy into those scenes. One of the criticisms I was going to make earlier, but I didn't get to, was that he also kind of does that with like the abuse and the kind of like rapey scenes and stuff where they're like going after people. He almost has like too much fun in that, where it's like almost like he's it's too exploitive for my taste. But the fact is that like that's what independent film is. It's like these guys were going on an adventure and they wanted to try something and they wanted to make something. And Hollywood movies and nowadays Netflix streaming movies and these things, they're not that. That's just never. You were getting a guy making like we uncovered on that show. It was a guy trying to ascend in the Hollywood industry, so he was trying to give a producer exactly what he wants as literally as possible. So like to expect art from a movie called Thrash, to quote the great Mr. Fish, is like saying that my filet mignon tastes like a Big Mac. So yeah. Can we do an episode on Thrash again? Because I feel like we can do a little bit more.
Thrash 2.
Welcome back to the
sequel.
Thrash channel. This is episode 74.
Can we all agree to come back here in like 5 years and do like a Thrash revisited episode?
Well, we can
Okay,
do
now if
a
none of us
Thrash
are
versus
hooked up on
Twister
bigger
double header.
podcasts in 5 years, we have to promise we're all going to come back.
No, I think we got to do that Spermageddon.
A double feature.
I tried so hard to watch that. I tried a VPN and everything to say I was in Norway or whatever, and I had to have my code for paying taxes for like the Norwegian TV,
Oh,
whatever, like you do for the BBC.
Oh,
And like if you have your code where you pay every year for the BBC, then you get to watch the channel. And and if you don't pay, you don't get to watch it. And I don't pay, so I don't have a code. And
well, I'm sure we can figure out a way to get a hold of it if everyone really wants to watch it.
I went through a lot of trouble to try to watch it.
Yeah, you did.
I would love a Spermageddon viewing party. That would be amazing.
I'm like, I got a friend that lives over in Norwich, so I might be able to reach out.
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Can we be the people that bring Spermageddon to the United States? I feel like that would be a really nice thing to do. There's got to be a Kickstarter way to do this.
Oh, with the trouble people are having now with like getting their pages re-reviewed and re-reviewed before they get approved, I don't think Spermageddon's going to have a very easy time through the review process. with Spermageddon.
Spermageddon coming to America.
We are covering America with Spermageddon. Yeah, that's. I see issues in your future. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, Sean. One last time, tell us about Cerber. I drive for Cerber and where they can find you online.
All right, I drive for Cerber. It's like Uber for the paranormal. You can find it right now if you go to cerbercomics.com. If you want to see any of my horror novels or other comic books like Belial or anything like that, you can go to instinctcomics.com. You can find me on TikTok at Instinct Comics, and same thing on Instagram. And if you find me on Facebook, that's my name. That's how you spell it, and all the things right there. That's me. And yeah, that's where we're at, man.
All right, Fred, where can they find you?
At Schwartzart LLC. On all the big socials, you can find me at www.schwartzart-llc.com. And of course, we are still accepting late pledges on Kickstarter. So just look up Fisticuffs Book 4, story of a functional drunk whose comfortable life derails when a one-night stand has deadly consequences. So yeah, check it out. And thank you.
That's a great
And where
pick.
can people find you, Fish?
They can find me at Mr. Fish Comics on all social media because I was smart and used the same name on everything. Or GoMrFish.com will take you to whatever I'm working on right now, which is still late pledges for Green Zone until the next day or two. And I am setting up the Kickstarter now for my Roll for Hero handbook. The handbook that goes along with our show, Roll for Hero, where we let the dice decide what we're going to draw each week. And it's full of prompts and stuff so that you can roll up random characters and draw up cool things on your own. And in this campaign, we are going to roll up a mini comic and do it live on live stream. So if you back the book, you'll get a link to the live streams and you can come hang out. You can spit out ideas. You can help us come up with something really cool or really stupid, depending on what everybody's ideas are and what we roll up. And you can get to have a hand in creating a cool, awesome mini comic that's going to go out with it. So you can check that out. That will be there soon, hopefully. Brian, where are you at?
You can find my blog at 24hourengineer.com. It's mostly about building and construction, less about comic. But my comic, Granica, he's on there as well.
Amanda?
I really probably need to figure that out. I don't.
Don't find me.
Better.
I don't want to be found.
You
Why
know,
are you looking for me?
You can find Amanda at the bookstore.
But
All
yeah,
right.
I really need to take care of that so people can find me if they want help with things. Hooray!
Hooray! All right, thank you everybody. Thanks for coming and hanging out, Sean. Thank you everybody for making my first hosting gig on this show so much fun. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for everybody that came and hung out in the comments and everything. And I am going to try and hit the right
Before
button.
you go, come back next week. Next week's show, we're going to have Lori Calcaterra here, and we're going to be talking about Soylent Green.
Oh, I got to kneecap Sarah so I can come back again. Because
Come back anyway. The more the
Come
merrier.
back anyway. Yeah, it'll be a good merry band.
All right, so you'll probably be seeing me again next week too, because I love me some Lori. All right, we'll see y'all later. Peace out.
Peace.